after the launch of Hololive EN, we saw a massive influx of interest into the VTuber community, ranging from people who don't even really like anime and are now finding out about it, to very high-profile people like Pokimane suddenly jumping on the bandwagon. The point I'm getting at is, it's a little surprising that the people who are making the EN VTuber community look terrible are not actually high-profile people bandwagoning. I mean, they kind of had their moments like 2 months ago. We saw a lot of that stuff going on. But it actually fizzled out, it seems. And then a lot of people were speculating that maybe some of the current high-profile, so to speak, independent English VTubers might eventually start becoming really egotistical or doing really cringy things. Surprisingly, and I'm very glad to say, that hasn't been the case. High-profile English independent VTubers have, overall, from what I've seen at least, been really chill, really kind, and have been really welcoming with open arms to people. What we're seeing is actually these lesser-known independent English VTubers that are doing the really moronic things. Now, let me be very clear here, because I don't want to drag up-and-coming VTubers who are independent, because there are plenty out there that are chill and nice and just want to make people happy with their content. Not talking about those guys. Those guys are awesome. I'm talking about the ones that are, as we've been covering, witch hunting people, harassing people, trying to police the community, just acting like complete jerks. And now let me present you this quote. I'm a VTuber, and you'll regret this. There are so many tweets talking about this right now. It's going all over Twitter. And no surprise, because the quote is just absolutely pathetic. Let me give you all the context now. Takes us to a tweet from this artist who frames it with the text, "How to not talk to an artist or any human being, brought to you by me." Now, before we read this tweet, that has right now, as of recording, over 108,000 likes. Let me preface this all by saying that I'm skeptical if this is real. I see people faking DMs all the time, specifically all over Twitter and Reddit. It happens all the time. I would even say it happens more often than not. So I don't know if this is real, but what I can tell you is the quote's going all over Twitter right now. People are talking about it all over, and it is still making the community look bad, even if it's fake. So we're going to discuss it, but I want to preface it because, again, I don't know if this is real, and I see people faking this stuff all the time. Some people on Reddit fake these things for karma, and to be fair, a lot of people on Reddit that frequent subreddits like this, they kind of know that most of these stories are fake anyways, and it's just for the lulz, It's kind of like an unspoken thing. But on Twitter, it's a little more complicated because you see people faking it, and I'm not accusing this artist of any of this stuff. I'm talking in general here from what I've seen. You especially see on Twitter people faking stuff like this to try to get victim points or to try to, I'm going to use a word that they like to use here, grift. That's their term. People on Twitter use it all the time. Ironically, a lot of the people who use it on Twitter are actually grifters themselves, at least from what I understand using the word. Again, it's the word they use. I don't like using that word. Anyways, I do like using their own words against them, though. I have an amusement of that sort of thing if you tune into my videos. What I'm getting at is just make up your own mind if you think this is a real set of DMs or not, and now I will read it for you. So we have the person DMing the artist saying, "Oh, don't worry, you're not drawing for free. I'm going to pay you back with likes from my followers." The artist then says, "You either pay me with money or I'm not drawing for you. It's as simple as that." The person then says, "Girl, you're a small artist. Who would pay you for your art with money?" The artist then says, if you think I'm going to waste any of my time drawing your ugly bagel face after you insulted my art, then you're being delusional." The response, "Fine. Small artists are all the reason." I'm laughing already because the quote's coming up. "Small artists," they say, "are all the same. There's a reason why you don't have much followers." And then they say, "I'm a VTuber and you'll regret this." And that's where the quote's from, guys. Again, this tweet has, as you can see, almost 110,000 likes. So there's the quote, there's the context and all that. And if you want to see a bunch of people tweeting about this, go ahead and search that quote on Twitter. You'll get some lulz. I want to give a shout out to Hot Bird for the tag. I always try to do that at the beginning of the video, and I forgot on this one. I'm sorry. My apologies. And I don't have too much to add here at the end because I've spoken a lot about my opinion before we went to the actual context and all that. So I'll kind of end with a general question because I don't know what's more pathetic here. Hypothetically, is it more pathetic, do you think, for an artist to fake these DMs? Again, not accusing anyone. It's a hypothetical here, kind of just for fun, kind of a joke. Also serious, though. What do you think's more pathetic? If an artist fakes DMs like that to try to get engagement and promote themselves? Or if it's all real and someone really did send an artist a DM that says, "I'm a VTuber and you'll regret this." I don't know what is more pathetic between the two of those. It's just, that's a tough call. One of them is trying, I mean, you can argue that they're both trying to get like something out of it, right? Promotion or free art. I don't know, man. That's both terrible. Wow. Yeah. Let me know what you think about this one. I'll see you soon for the second.